Hi, I'm Jacob. Welcome to Test Guy TV. It is our fifth ever episode. This is all about the one tool nobody uses and everyone should, the net price calculator. Why? College pricing is terrible. I don't need to tell you that. It's opaque and the numbers are terrifying. The primary reason I get panic calls from parents year after year is the sticker price. 50, 60, 70, $83,000 at some of the Ivies this year. And that's not counting sweatshirts, lost calculators, and Uber Eats. Now, most parents don't know that they can get a really accurate price estimate for them, their savings, their number of dependents, their income in under 10 minutes. And no, it's not what you see here on a Google search result. These are not super great for anybody, but they're particularly problematic if you're over $110,000 in household income because everyone over 110 is in the same category, whether it's 110, a million, 10 million. So it's contingent on where you are above 110. And it also is contingent on what the makeup of the school is. Some colleges have 20% of their kids from families earning at least $800,000 a year. That's going to pull that up. So your new best friend, my best friend every spring when I'm doing college planning is the net price calculator. So think about buying a car now versus 25 years ago. Carvana, Carfax, and so on and so forth has revolutionized car pricing, so you have an idea of what you should pay. The net price calculator allows you to get an idea of what you'll really pay way before, this is the important part, way before you're emotionally committed down the line. And this buying a car analogy works on a few levels. One, this is a major purchase, treat it like one. Two, you can negotiate on price in some situations, but that's like a whole different video topic. And three, at expensive colleges, very few people pay sticker price. So let's talk about what people do pay. First, the more expensive the college, the fewer pay sticker. So at your flagship state college, you're going to reach full price a lot lower in income than you will at an Ivy. Below is a table. It's taken from our recent article on the college price fixing scandal. Check it out. I will be honest with you, disclaimer, it's a little bit technical and wonky, but I'm really proud of it. So these are real numbers taken from the net price calculators of two universities. YSF stands for your state flagship. We use the University of Michigan. Our other college representing the Ivy Leagues is the University of Pennsylvania and other high-end private schools. So these real numbers are taken from our assumptions. 50 years old, average level of savings for these income levels, two dependents, neither in college, parents married to each other, and everybody's an employee, W-2 only income. And so even if that sounds like you, don't use it as a price estimate for you in your situation. With your accounts and liabilities, it's going to be very different. But this table does make an important point. Notice that at $100,000 in household income, pen is cheaper. That happens. I had it happen last year where a student's Ivy came in at $600 cheaper than their YSF, and I know that family did way better than $100. In general, YSF tends to max out. You hit your maximum price between 100 and 2. At Penn, you're receiving aid at 300 in household income, but of course, the financial aid, even with it, it's still more. So that the difference between those two is what I call the Ivy League premium. Now, don't take these numbers as accurate for you. They won't be, but you can create your own table with your own Ivy League premiums, and the numbers you get out of your net price calculators will be pretty accurate for you, probably. But here's the thing. You already know if they're not going to be that great for you. Because if you have family finances that look more like a holding company, they're not going to be that accurate. If you have a lot of rental properties, trusts, unearned income, a farm, your income is very variable, they're just not going to be as good. They're still really useful. Use them, but just give yourself a wider margin. But for those of you who are self-employed with stable income and most of the W-2 crowd, you're going to get good results. Now, even if you've got great results, there are, of course, a few limitations, right? Limitation one, net price calculators tend to factor in every dollar in university aid you'll get from a highly selective school like the University of Pennsylvania. But they won't factor in the merit aid at less selective schools. The majority of colleges award some automatic scholarships, I call them breakpoints, for some combination of GPA and test score. And yeah, by the way, a lot of colleges are still using test scores for those, because they would have too many kids qualify for those scholarships otherwise. So before you decide to go entirely test optional, look at the schools you're thinking about. Back on topic. These merit awards can be substantial, up to full tuition. I'd say the median amount is $3,000 to $5,000 a year, and a net price calculator is just leaving them out. So your number is going to come in hot. It's going to come in higher than what it would actually be. You can scholarship search the website and figure out roughly what you should get to get a closer idea of true cost. Now, on the other end of the scale, the net price calculators tend to underestimate the real bill. There are things that show up on your final bill that you can't take off that are not included. So in our example with the table, YSF had a final value of about $33,000 and change. I saw bills last year that were about $5,000 higher. At the end of the day, limitations aside, these are the most powerful tools that no one uses. They give you peace of mind. They give your child context. They foster family conversations. They help with financial planning, and use them by giving yourself a margin, right, to allow for the limitations and fluctuations. Give yourself $5,000 to $8,000 in each direction, and you have a pretty good idea of what's going on. Now, do it. Like, really do it. You will feel better, even if it's not the best news. And by the way, the news is usually better than you think. The golden rule with everything college is very simple. Knowing is always better than not knowing. Always. Now, one last note. You should apply even if the net price calculator says you can't afford it. Pretty accurate isn't always accurate. Elite schools can and will negotiate if you have good reason. Get the net price calculators out, figure out the Ivy League premium you can and are willing to pay, and set boundaries on that with the input of your child. Don't make it a directive, make it a conversation. That way, you teach a valuable lesson and you get to possibly avoid creating a resentment that they can harbor for years. That's it for today. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this really helps you guys out. I answer all comments and questions personally. Have a wonderful day.